wanted to do a charity stream but weren't sure where to start. Hi everyone, I'm Georgia Power, and welcome back to Volume 2 on the Getting Good YouTube series here, where we're going to talk today about setting up your charity stream for whatever charity that you want to fundraise for. Maybe I shouldn't say whatever. We'll talk about the scope of things a little bit, but we'll talk about the easiest way that I know how to do it, and one that I do every year for BCR Fest, and one that I just did for the Fred Hutch Cancer Center. So we'll kind of talk through how I set mine up there, and then please let me know as we go through this other ideas that you guys have. This is I'll share some of the ideas I have for milestones and incentives with you guys, and then it'd be great if you guys shared anything that you would want to see back to me. So I know I guess I'll start by saying this will be a charity set up through Tiltify. I guess you can see the Tiltify banner in the background here. We actually just recently crossed $25,000 to raise lifetime, so incredibly proud of that. But I know there's other ways to do charity. There's kind of Streamlabs, Stream Elements, Twitch, or what I actually did back in the day was purely kind of on a trust system, where people would donate to me, and then I would live stream my donation back to the charity. I would collect the money manually and then donate to the charity. So Tiltify has fixed a lot of those problems, and so or the problems that could come up with that. So I'll talk through Tiltify, just because that's what I use and I'm most familiar with, but not saying this is the only way to do it, but I'm gonna kind of show you what I did and have done in the past. But yeah, any new ideas would be great as well. So without further ado, let's get into it. First thing, that if you want to do a charity stream, right, is you got to figure out which charity you want to fundraise for. Try to find something that you're passionate about. I do a lot for the Breast Cancer Research Foundation, because it's something that's impacted my family. And then Fred Hutch Cancer Center, kind of tangential to that, because I also, it's got the same kind of cancer impact. So one thing that I like to do is check what the charity's rating is on Charity Watch. This video is not sponsored by Tiltify or Charity Watch, but this is a way that you can kind of look at the breakdown of a charity between how much goes to advertisement and how much goes to actual research, etc. So one thing we can look at is the Breast Cancer Research Foundation, aka BCRF. So this is who I do most of my fundraising for. And so you can see, every charity that they have gets a rating. And then there's this program percentage one is okay to me, but this is probably my favorite stat, is how much money do they spend to raise money. And so that is like advertising, and this $9, it goes towards raising the $100, but this $9 doesn't actually contribute to anything. Like, this isn't spent on research. So kind of the way I see this is roughly 91%, the 100 minus the 9 of their dollar is spent on actual research. This you could argue means that's a little closer to 84%. And we're going to learn together here. A program percentage of 80% means that a charity spent 80% of its expenses on charitable programs. The other 20 would be spent on overhead. So they're saying that 84% was actually spent towards research, and that 16% was spent on other things. So that gets us an A rating. So if you want, I would encourage you to at least check which charity that you are thinking about fundraising for on this site. You can kind of get a more in-depth breakdown here, and so lots of other good stuff. So you can also kind of go at it the opposite way. So if you want to just raise for a top rated charity, they'll kind of show different categories here. So if you want to do an animal charity, you can say, okay, let's just pick an A+1 Friends of Animals here, and you can go do, say, okay, 95% is spent on actual charitable work. Only $3 is the cost to raise 100. That's a great program. This is the one I want to fundraise for. So that's one way to to kind of help you pick either if you have a category that you're passionate about and you want to help with, you can kind of pick by that, or if there's a specific program or a specific company, I'd highly encourage you to at least check it here on Charity Watch to kind of understand if it's a reputable one that you want to fundraise for. So next I'll go into the Tiltify part. So Tiltify is a service that just helps channel your viewers or anyone else's fundraising straight directly. They donate it directly to the charity as opposed to having to donate it through you. Like I said, before Tiltify existed, or before I knew about it, I guess, I would, if someone wanted to donate to the charity, Twitch charity didn't exist, Stream Elements, Streamlabs, I'm showing my age a little bit here, but none of that was around. So basically I would have to, if someone wanted to donate, they would have to donate to me, then I would have to like pinky promise that I would donate that to the charity. And that's why I live streamed the actual donation of it. So like, to show that the pinky promise was upheld. But it's kind of an awkward situation, right? Where you're saying, hey, I promise I'm going to donate it. But in theory, if I was a complete piece of shit, I could have like pocketed that. Like that money was never guaranteed to go to charity. And from a tax, what's the word I'm looking for? Tax, not write-off standpoint, it just looks like they gave me money and I'm not a charity. I'm not a 501(c), whatever it is. So they, they can't claim that as a write-off on their taxes. And if they do, I guess it feels a little sketchy. So this way, you're donating directly to the charity. You don't have to pass it through a middleman like myself. And this generates a link in chat that you can just go directly to it. So I'll say Tiltify. I think it has over 6,000 charities, they say. Sorry, I thought it was on here somewhere. But there is a chance that your charity is not on Tiltify and you may have to explore different options, but it's worked well for me. Both BCRF and Fred Hutch are on here. So it works really well for me. For what you're doing, it may not work as well, but it's really simple. So I'm logged in on through Twitch right now. Heyo. And so if you want to fundraise for a charity, they make it relatively easy to do. So you can either, we have this cute little assistant beaker that you can do it this way, or you can search, the way I like to do it, you can search for either we'll start this way. So if we do BCRF, the Breast Cancer Research Foundation pops up, as well as Pink Gaming Pink, which is an event that they do, but I'll get into that in a second. So if you type whatever, and this would be a way to tell if the charity you want to fundraise for is on Tiltify. So I say yes, I want to do BCRF. You could just donate if you're looking to donate, or since this is about creating a fundraiser, you hit start fundraising. I'm gonna take this moment to flex super fast. We are the number 6 fundraiser all time on Tiltify for BCRF. Hell yeah! And the BCR Fest last year's team is the 7th most successful all time to the Breast Cancer Research Foundation. And actually, from a donation standpoint, we are in 3rd place, only behind Discord and Ubisoft. But we're coming for it. We're coming for the title here. But no, so super proud of the team's work that we do here. I know I'll do a BCR Fest video. I know I've said that 4 times, but I promise this video is coming. So it's something I'm really proud about. But anyway, so if I want to start fundraising here, it'll help fill in some of the blanks. So you say that, yep, this is an event you can sign up for. So you don't have to sign up for an event or participate in one. This Paint Gaming Pink one, I was hoping to see if I can pop it out. It's just that it's a yearly event they do, and you're kind of signing up to be able to win some prizes based on fundraises or funds raised, I guess is how you'd say that. I guess there's a more info tab. Anywho, so this is about a campaign description. They're trying to make it a little more assistant friendly. I'm gonna say build your own campaign. I don't use Beaker very much. I don't know if they're any good. I'm sure they're great, but we're gonna start with this. We're just gonna say 100 test. We're doing online donors. We're going to say community and fans. We're going to say live streaming on Twitch. We're going to skip it. I'm really trying to get to the meat and potatoes of this. View your page. Whew, that took long. Beaker has created a few extra steps. I got to be honest with you. So this is when you send a link to people and have a link in your chat, this is kind of what pops up. So you'll have different milestones. You'll have your total fundraiser goal. A lot of this will be pre-populated by the actual charity itself. Here is the cause and the event that you can click into. This will have all your donations, all the top donors, etc., etc. So, I can't save a draft. This is upsetting. I got to be honest, Beaker. You're not really killing it. So you would publish that, and then you would go to your campaigns and click into it, and we're just gonna click into this one. So this is one that we just did for Fred Hutch. There's a lot on this overview page. There's a lot of different things you can do. So this is the team event, the one up for survivors. That's where that would show up. That was where Paint Gaming Pink was. This is where we did, and thanks to there were actually 7 different people who contributed to this one. Thank you to those 7 awesome people. We were able to surpass our goal of $873 and raise $1,002. So thank you everyone for your contributions. There's kind of an overview of everything. This copy campaign link kind of takes you to that page we were just at on the Paint Gaming Pink. We'll see if it loads or not. It might not. Donate link is straight to the donation. I don't like that one as much because it's just, you don't get to see the milestones. You don't get to see a very good display of it. So I don't love that one as much. I like the campaign a lot better. So really going to want to pay attention to these tabs on the left. So here's a setup. So we have the title, the goal, the description of it, and then what do people see when they donate is this donation message. And then this is the link to your campaign. I'll be retiring this one shortly. But that's just if you want to tweak the custom link it creates for you. That's not going to load. Sick. Your schedule will pop up on your campaign. That'll show you the next time that you're streaming. So just for example, I have that I was going to play Elden Ring, or I did play Elden Ring this day at this time. You can add as many scheduled streams as you want so that if people are looking to donate when you're live, you can kind of show the next time you're streaming there. I find this pretty helpful for that reason. Update, you can send out an update kind of to everyone, to your main page, and everyone looking to contribute would see that update. I have not messed with this Discord bot. I'm going to have to play around with it a little bit. I think it runs auto commands to like send your link and that kind of thing. I do that through a different method that I'll show you guys in a different video. I use WiseBot, but I'll kind of show you how I do that. And then this is the cause and everything. So frankly, when I set one of these up, I just kind of tick through the options on the left side here and make sure I have everything that I want there. So if we go into branding, marketing and branding is not my strong suit, but here it is. And Tiltify is just shit in the bed today, huh? Man. Might have to have an awkward cut in the video right here. Here we go. We'll look at social. These are social links you can provide and link to your campaign page so that people can find your other social media pages while they're supporting you, if they want to find you somewhere else. So I have my Twitch, my Twitter, my TikTok, my YouTube. I don't have an Instagram. I should put my Discord on there, but things to improve for the future. Then overlays. This is kind of meat and potatoes section here. There's a lot of things you can do here. I like to keep it simple. So actually, I'll show you their standard is you start with this. So this is what you will add as a source to your OBS, and you'll get across the top, you'll get a milestone tracker. You'll get what are you supporting, what's your name of your campaign, and you'll get the top donation. You'll have a QR code. You'll have an alert box that will show notifications when people donate, and you will have an event list up here that will show the last couple donations that happened. I like some of these, I don't like some of these. I think the QR code is a little messy. I think the link in the chat is way better. I find a lot of people watch on mobile, which kind of ruins the point of the QR code. And if you are doing it, I think it's easier to click on if you're at your computer. I don't know. I guess it's for people watching on their TV. Is probably the easiest, because like a tablet, a computer, a phone, the link I think is easier. So anyway, I guess all trying to make things a little bit easier. But so honestly, you can change the position of the QR code. I just delete it. Let me know you guys if you'd like to have the QR code on future ones. I don't think it adds a lot of value, but I can leave it on there. It's not that big of a deal. The alert box, let me test an alert for someone doing $10. So you get Isla Updike. You see their alert pop up. That's the alert box. It has different stickers, gifts, whatever, an alert sound. There's a lot of settings here. I do this through Streamlabs. But I'll also go into more detail in a future video. It gives you way more customizability than what Tiltify has here. So I actually have this separate, and the Streamlab ones I also use for my normal alerts, like my follow and sub alerts. So I just translate that I just build on that. So I already have that all set up in OBS. I just have to tweak a few things. So I will show you guys how I do that. But I don't want a double alert, so I also delete this alert box. Now I feel like the event list is interesting. It'll show this. It'll show if they've selected any rewards. I think this is kind of cool to see the last couple donations. Same thing as always. You can change the position, the colors, size. If you want to set a minimum, you can definitely do that. So I keep the event list, and the classic overlay is up at the top here. I try to make sure this color matches kind of the cause you're fundraising for. So Fred Hutch has a lot of blue, so I did blue. So there's I think this is a really cool visual. And then of course top, I think this rotates between top and recent donation. But anyway, I think this overlay is really slick. I think the event list is slick. I do this in Streamlabs, the notifications, and then I think the QR code is pointless, but let me know if you disagree. Oh gosh, which one is the one I actually used? We may never know. But this is what you will take and put into your OBS or whatever your streaming service or program is, and this will be present on the stream. So that's what I do for overlays. We'll do an awkward jump cut to design here in a little bit. Whoa, future George Power coming at you. The website finally loaded. Like I was trying to do it while the video was recording, but this part finally loaded, so that we were down to one tab on the left here, the design tab, that wouldn't load for us, but it finally loaded for us. They were having a couple issues. So anyway, I wanted to show you guys what this was really quick, just so you could see it. This is basically what your campaign page will look like. It's a bit of a preview. I usually just use the campaign link that we talked about to be able to just, like, as I make changes, kind of actively see what it looks like. But if you want to preview it, this is what you can do. So I guess everyone thinks I'm insane for doing light mode, or at least I have a few friends that do. And then there's just a whole bunch of different options here. You can make sure you have all your links. You have your brand, colors, fonts, that kind of thing. The header is the amount raised in the fundraising goal, so that's kind of this tab here. We talked about the fitness aspects a little bit. So if you have distance or time or steps, you can add those. I didn't have any of those for these campaigns, so that's why I turned them off for this. Featured media, so this is Yeah, I guess you can choose if you want to show it or not, but this is your whether it's streams or videos, or you can kind of choose what you want to show here, and so you can have it with chat, full width, whatever the case may be. The about is you can do, this is the about the campaign. Your milestones start showing up down here, like what's kind of upcoming. You can also see them up here, but it shows the next 3 that are there that people can kind of tune into. Fitness data, we talked about that a little bit. Schedule shows your next upcoming stream. So we talked about if you fill out the schedule, then people can, maybe they see this campaign page through a link and they can see when your next streams are, so they can try to catch you live. Rewards, polls, and targets, same thing. We showed all of those, and those will continue to pop up down here. So this is why I like this link as well, because it's kind of the one-stop shop for everybody to be able to know everything about your campaign, why you're fundraising, where are the links they can find you, what's coming up next, when is the next stream or event that they're talking about, when's what are the upcoming milestones, that kind of thing. So, and then these are the updates that you can send out as well. So anyway, just wanted to show you guys that now that this is kind of bug free here on Tiltify. So yeah, thanks for the patience on this one, but we'll see you guys. Incentives. So this is where the money is made. Milestones is where you can set up kind of steps along the way that as you raise this amount of money as a team or as a stream, as a community, it unlocks certain things. So some of the ones I have, I can't sort these, but can I? Nope. Some of the ones I have, we use our channel currency. So basically the way it reads is that if as a team we raise $50, I will donate $20 personally. That's kind of how it reads. And if we reach $700 donated, I will do a 7-hour stream. So you can create a milestone. It can be, you can do pop champagne, and at $1,000, we can put on the pop champagne, and then you just have to make sure to tick and make it active. It'll start as inactive, and it just won't be on your campaign. But you click it to active. Bada bing, bada boom, bada bam, it's on there. Okay, so those are milestones. So as a team, as you cross a certain amount, certain reward is unlocked. This is what I think is most enticing to people. We kind of do team rewards and individual rewards, but I think these are super powerful. Rewards, Fred Hutch has a few of these auto-loaded, which is awesome. This is where you can offer an individual something. They can basically buy something through their donation. So if someone wants to donate $1, they are buying a day of disposable gloves. It kind of, Fred Hutch is using this to kind of help contextualize what your money is going to. What you can do is, like, if you, let's say you have, for $10, you can get 10 squats or 10 push-ups. You can put both of those in here, and this allows the person donating to kind of purchase either 10 squats or 10 push-ups based on what they want you to do. So if you're offering a reward for that individual person instead of like the team rewards that are the milestones, this is a way that they can kind of select it. They can always just write it in chat, but makes it a little easier to keep track of this way. The thing that you want to make sure is that this is set to unlimited, and that it's the stock is unlimited so that you can buy more than one. I've seen issues where you can only buy through your donation like one set of one disposable glove. So if someone donates $10 here, they should buy 10. They should be able to buy 10 one day of disposable gloves. Or if you're doing 10 push-ups for $10, if someone donates 50, they should be able to buy, unless you want to set it as a max of one, but I feel like they should be able to buy, as many as their donation lets them. So these are kind of individual rewards. Milestones are kind of the team rewards. These are the two big things. It's hard to come up with ideas for this. There's a lot of great ones on the internet. Having done a lot of charity streams, I'm slowing down on idea generation. So please, if there's anything you'd like to see as a milestone for the team or as an individual reward, please let me know. I have an incredibly long list that I'll find a way to share with you guys, and I'm always looking to add to it, so I would really appreciate it. Poll is where you can, someone can use their donations to vote basically on a poll. So maybe this is a good example that I've used this. I haven't used this function for, but I do this almost every year. Is that if someone donates at least $5 to BCR Fest, they get to vote. I buy a new game, and they get to vote on what that is. Just whatever game has the most votes wins. So this would be one where it costs you $5 to vote in the poll, and then you can type in or vote whatever new game that you would like me to play. What I run into this is exactly kind of what I just said. You can't type in a game, at least to my knowledge. You have to have preset options. And so in a scenario like that where, it could be any game, it's hard to create a poll for that. But that's an example where you use this, where you say, I'm either playing, I don't know, at the end of this, I'm going to do if we hit a certain milestone, I'm going to play a 12-hour stream of either Elden Ring or Call of Duty. And then people can use their money here to vote one way or the other. So that's kind of what the idea for the poll is. And then target is pretty specific to, or is pretty similar to milestones, but they're like a narrower window. So they talk about when a target ends, and when it is, when it's met. There's basically a timed, it's kind of like a push, right? So it's like, hey, if we get $100 in the next hour, I'll do, it's kind of an extra way to add milestones. So if we get $100 in the next hour, I'll do a bunch of jumping jacks. I don't know. So you can kind of create these so that, oh shit, like maybe I want to donate a little bit more. So this isn't something I do. I feel like it creates a little like time pressure, which you could argue is good. I get the benefits of it, but I also want people to like feel comfortable. Like, if you don't get paid until the middle of the month, like you don't have to do it now. I feel like especially I usually fundraise for like a whole month, so I think the milestones kind of cover targets, but if you want to kind of push something, you can do that. One example that could work for me, I haven't done this, but there's been times where like Mrs. GP will be going out of town, and it's like, man, it'd be really nice if I hit my 12-hour stream milestone by the day she goes out of town, because then I could do that on the Saturday she's not here. So that's probably an example where I could use a target. Is like, look, if we get another $100 by tomorrow, I'll do the 12-hour stream, because it'd be really great. But incentive is where a lot of great stuff happens. Donation is just your list of people's donations and what they commented on, what they redeemed as a reward. This is what we had last time. Messages, if someone sends you a private message. And we're back on digital fitness. Roles and your registration have personal information, and your roles, you can add people to your campaign that could potentially help you with this. If you have like mods or admins, is under roles. And then registration, some charities require you to kind of register. Usually it's to send you goodies. That's where Fred Hutch is. They're sending, they have their own milestones and incentives. So if you fundraise X amount, that will send you something. And so frankly, I have my address and stuff in there. So not going to show you that one. Last but not least is digital fitness. It's the same. I guess I've given some fitness milestone examples, but they've really tried to integrate it with things like Fitbits and Apple Watches. And so that's where this connection comes in: Garmin, Fitbit, and Strava. But this is where for every X amount of dollars raised, you can cycle, dance, run, swim, walk, workout, other. And you can actually have specific goals for distance, steps, times, etc. You can choose whether or not to actually show where you're running. I don't know that I would do that. But I normally do these offline, but I get why it's attractive. It's kind of hard. Like when I've done, for $500, I did a 5-mile hike. I'm doing 15,000 steps a day for a week. I've done 5.5-mile runs for $5,500. Like, I'd like to stream and share that, but I don't want to have like a big, IRL set up on me. So usually I like film videos or take pictures, like do something, but I see why this is kind of attractive, to be able to kind of like show it as you go. And then you could say this prevents cheating by like you actually got to earn it. So for this 15,000, I think I'm gonna mess with trying to connect it on Fitbit and see if I can do it that way. All right, that kind of takes you through everything on the left. The last thing you'll have to do is retire your campaign at the end. But honestly, if you leave it inactive for a while, they'll retire it for you. So like, I wouldn't sweat it too much. So the big things we talked about, this is kind of how you set up one. My request back to you guys, any ideas that you have that you'd like to see for milestones, rewards, targets, etc., just let me know. Just because I can incorporate that in the next charity campaign that we do. But just, I guess, a smattering of ideas that we have here. I'll share my ideas below. We had a spinning wheel of misfortune that would cause problems in my Elden Ring games. I had to finish a flavor of crickets that I had. We're going to do a face tattoo stream, forcing me to donate 3 spins on the hot sauce wheel. More channel points for everyone. Popping champagne. Random viewer gets channel points. Etc. So that's the kind of things that you can do, and I'll share my kind of full list of ideas in the description below. The last thing you'll need to do is, once that overlay that we had set up, you'll want to incorporate that into your streaming software. Whether it's I use OBS, like I said. So one thing, you'll open up here and there will be a copy overlay URL here, and so you'll copy that and then add that as a web browser source. That's the terminology, at least for OBS. I'm not exactly sure on the other ones. So that's the last thing you'll need to do, and then bam, you've got, assuming you publish the campaign, you have a charity campaign ready to go. As you'll see, this is published, this is unpublished, this is our test one. The last step that it adds is to publish the campaign, so that is when people can actually start receiving donations. That's when your cause can start receiving donations. You can copy, and that'll be it. So then you'll have your charity campaign all set up, ready to go. So this is already a pretty long video, so there's gonna have to be a part 2 that we make related to actually like communicating a charity event. Now that we actually have it made, like, how do you communicate it out to everyone? I have some ideas that I do that I'll share, but this is an area I could really use to improve on. So I'll share a couple things that I do, but at the same time, very open to ideas on that one. So thanks everybody for watching. We'll catch you on volume 3 of the Getting Good video series here. Until next time, have a great one. We'll see you next episode. Bye guys.
Oh God, it's so mediocre!